Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So today we have a good looking puzzle in front of us. This one is lockout lines, which I think we've done quite a long time ago. And by admission of the setter, this one I think it was done quite a long time ago as well, but it was uploaded to Logic Masters Germany fairly recently. And its intention is to be somewhat easy, but kind of give a good refresher and kind of bring back the lockout line rule set. So with that said, we're going to take a look at this one and give ourselves a little refresher about what's going on here. And hopefully it'll be a nice, fun puzzle to jump into. So let's take a look at the rules and let's get going. So we have normal. Oh, okay, it's called Locked Cages, by the way, by Chili. So let's get into rules. So normal Sudoku rules apply. Every row, every column, and every 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. Now I've got normal lockout line rules apply. Digits in diamonds. So let's look at this one here, say. Directly connected by a lockout line must differ by 4 or more. Digits on a line must fall outside the range defined by their diamonds and may repeat if allowed by other rules. So if we look at this example of this line here, this is the lockout line. These are the 2 diamonds that are connected to it. These 2 values must be different by 4. So 1 and 5, 3 and 8, something like that. Doesn't matter as long as they're at least 4 away from it. And then every digit that's on the line must be outside of that range. So if you said 3 and 8, these digits must be from 1, 2, and 9. Makes sense, right? So good. Then what do we have? But I'm going to say it says you can repeat digits if allowed. In this case, you wouldn't be able to, but there are some situations here where you could. Then we have killer cages here. This actually looks familiar to something we did recently in just the basic layout of the 15s here. But anyway, the clues in the upper left corner of cages give the sum of the digits in the corresponding cage. Digits in a cage may not repeat. So normal killer cage rules. So these 2 digits have to add up to 10 and the digits cannot repeat. So that's it. Nothing more to get into on this one. Let's just get started on it. And of course, the link will be in the description below. So let's look at these 15 cages, because again, they are exactly placed as another puzzle we did recently, but it's probably complete coincidence. I think it was the hexadecimal puzzle we just did, but they are 5 cell long, 15 cages, so they must be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, we can look at our lockout lines and say these 2 digits have to be 4 away from each other, therefore they must be 1 and 5. Do we have anything else similar to that? We do not. Oh, well, we do here actually. So these 2 must be 4 away from each other. So they must be 1 and 5, which means these are not. Now, we also have a 24 and a 23 cage and a 15 cage here that we can do some things with. 24 has to be 987. 23 has to be 986. And let's see how we can use that information in any way. I guess we can't do too much with that yet without getting into the specifics of the lines. And we'll start looking at the lines in a minute here, but we'll try to go through some of these base options first. So let's look at the 6 here. This has to be a 1, 2, 3. Now, this clearly can't be a 1, 9 grouping or a 1, 8 or even a 1, 7, to be honest with you. So we're probably going to be able to determine what these things can be because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 digits that have to be outside of the range of these. So again, 1, 9 leaves none. 1, 8 leaves 2, 1, 7 leaves 3, so ones will never work. It may also be true that the 2 doesn't work. 2 and 7 leaves 1, 8, and 9. That's, again, only 3 digits. So I think this just has to be a 3. Excuse me, 3 and a 7. Yeah, and it does. So this is 3, this is 7. Therefore, these are not 3s and these are not 7s. And then these digits on this line must be the 4 digits that are outside of 3 and 7, which is 1, 2, 8, and 9. Good. Now, this, of course, can't be 8 or 9. So we can then say this has to be 4 or 5 to make that 6 clue. Now, this one can't be 1, 2 because of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one, 2, and this one here, we got the same concept that we had over here. They must be 4 apart, and the only way to do that was with a 1 and a 5. That's going to set these all up, and then we can start getting rid of some of this other information. Now, this 1 here removes these from being 1, so this has to be our 1, this has to be our 5. And can we go any further? We know one of these is the 2. We know this here is a 2. And just checking around to see if we had anything else. Let's look here for a second, and then we'll come back to some of this other stuff. We know what all of these digits are, so we have a set of 3 here. So what are they? They are 4, 5, and 6. Now, this is not 5. In fact, this is not 4 either because of this row. So this is a 6, which means these are not. Okay, so we get a 4, 5 pair, which means this is not 4 as well. And the 1 to the 4 or 5 doesn't necessarily help because it only has 1 digit on its lockout line. So therefore, it could pretty much be anything. So, well, 7, 8, or 9, I guess, is the answer. Oh, actually, that does work out for us. That's interesting. Didn't even think that was going to do it, but it does appear that there's not much to do here, but there's more than we think. Because we have a 6 and we have this being a 1, this has to be some value higher than 4 or 5. Well, we don't, yeah, it can't be a 4 or a 5 either. So it has to be something from, and it can't be 6, so something from 7, 8, and 9, and it cannot be 8 or 9, so it is 7. Okay, now let's go back and start looking at some of these other things. These are just a 6, 7, 8, 9 quad, because they have to be outside the range of 1 and 5. These guys, is there anything we can do with them yet, or do we need to wait a minute? Because they can, again, be from 6, 7, 8, 9, and in this case, we can repeat a digit, so we can't do a whole lot of reduction there. Let's see, what else do we have? This one here, let's think about this. Because we have a 5, this digit has to be at least 4 away from it, and it can't be a 1, so this has to be a 9. And then these digits here have to be below 5, so they're from 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this can't be 1, 2, or 3, so it is 4. Good. Now, we know one of these is 9. I guess we can mark that real quickly here and start to think what our next observation is going to be. Let's look here, because again, it's the same situation we had over here, really. We have to have some value that's outside of the 1 through 5, so they have to be from 6, 7, 8, 9, and they cannot be 6, 8, or 9, so this is 7. Those 7s don't really want to look at anything just yet, but we can put a 7 out here somewhere. Is there anything else on this row that we can use? Doesn't really look like it just yet. Okay. So, where are we looking next? The 15 clue isn't quite... We'll put the digits in, but 9, 6, 8, 7 are the possibilities, and this can't be 7, so this can't be 8. Now, I was hoping we'd start getting a triple or a quad going up in here. We don't quite have that. The other lockout lines that we have, this value has to at least be a 3. but it could be a high digit and this be a low digit. So we're not forced to put something here just yet, I don't believe. Almost have a quad going across that way, but not quite. Okay, so let's regroup for a second and think, okay, the 9 in this row is something we can get now with this thing here. Can't go in any of those places, so it must go here. This must be 8, this must be 9. Then we can remove some digits from here. These are not 9, so it's a 2-8 pair. And can we go any further? If this wasn't a 9, this couldn't be a 6. So we start to pare this down a little bit. And one of these is a 1. See if there's anything else out here again that we can work with. One of these would be a 9 by Sudoku. There's an 8 in one of these. Okay, not seeing a ton. I might need to just dig through some Sudoku first. Well, we know one of these is a 4, right? We know one of these is a 5. So this is... Oh, wait, there it is. This one's not a 5. So this is our 5. One of these must be a 5. This is either 2, 3, or 4 as well, because it has to finish whatever this is. Oh, and it can't be 2. So that actually tells us that there is a 2 and a 4 here, which means this is 3. Take out the 3. That 2, 4 says this is 3. This is no longer 3. Okay, so one of these is. I'll do a quick marking of it. We're going to start getting into some of these other clues, I think, here in a second. Let's see what else we can wrap up. One of these must be a 6. Now that 5 actually gives us our 4 and our 5. Okay. All right. What do we have where there's a lot of information? One of these is a 1. We knew one of those was an 8. The 9 we don't quite know on. Okay, is there anything else up in here that we got more information on? Doesn't look like it, because we don't really have anything in these columns to start hitting on these guys. Okay, now, do we want to start thinking about this 10 clue or this lockout line? What can this be now? Can't be 1, can't be 2, can't be 3, 5, or 9. So it could be 4, 6, or 7, or 8. Okay. Then, can we correlate anything back on this thing at the moment? Do we need to kind of look at what can go here, which could then start to make us think about what can go here? Although it really seems like there's a lot that could go in here, but let's just take a quick look at it. So we could put a 2. We can't do 1. We can't do 3. We could do 2. Could have a 4. Can't have 5. Could have 6, 7, or 8. That's not great, but maybe there's some correlation here between which ones can be far away from each other. So we've got, oh wait, this cannot be an 8 because we can't put a 2 here. Okay, so this could be an 8. It could be from 4, 6, or it could be 3. Now, we can start removing possibilities because 6 is never 4 away from any of these. The rest of them are. Okay. So let's... Yeah, we're not going to get much more on this one, I don't think. But, oh, actually, we can get some information because this is on a lockout between 1 and 5. So this must... Okay, so that's what's going to give it to us. This has to be from 6, 7, or 8. The only place we can put a 4 on this is here. If that's a 4, we have to be able to get 4 away from it. The only way to go is that's an 8. Now this is a 2, and we can put some more information in. Now, this has to be 9, 6. That removes 9 and 6. That 8 actually just puts a 7 here, and a 2 and an 8. So we finalize that row, or column, I should say. Now, this can't be a 5, because it's not, it can't be a 5. Thank you, get on the right item, because it's between 4 and 8, so this is 5. What more? What else can we put on here? We have to put a 1 and a 3. So let's put those in. That's going to be a given 7 here now. This can't be 7. Well, actually, none of these can because we put a 7 on already. This can't be 8. Might as well go through our options here and see what we've got. What are these 3? 6, 8, and 9. And this can't be 8. That does appear to be the only thing that can be removed at the moment. Oh, the 1, 3 pair here gives us a 2. So there's that. Well, actually, the 1, 3 says that the 1s and 3s can't go anywhere. So this is a 1, 3 double. This is a 6, 8, 9. So this has to be a 5. We know one of these is a 9, so this isn't. Well, we knew that one of those was anyway, so that's the quicker way to look at it. And if we know these are 1, 3, we know these are from 4 and 5, and there's a 5, so let's put our 4 and 5 in. These are from... Oh, we need a 7 in this row, and it can't go here, so it must go here. That forces this to be either 6 or 9, which it can be both. Remember, we can repeat. This one, though, can't because of Sudoku. Oh, actually, this just fills this out. That's 8, that's 7. Get rid of the 8s here. The 9 here comes down here and gives us 6 and 9. And we should be mostly into Sudoku here, so we just got to kind of pick through what we've got left over. We need a 3, so it goes here because of this and this, the old doot. We need a 4, it goes here. We need a 6, it goes here. These two digits are now given as 7 and 8, which forces this to be 6, 9, 8, and 6, and 9 and 6. And we do get a repetitious digit there. Okay, now, what about these two bad boys? We need a 3 and an 8. This can't be 3, so it's 8, and this is 3, and 1 and 3. Good, good, good. And we might as well kind of continue looking at our Sudoku here. What do these two have to be? 1 and 6, we can do that. So we get 1, 6, that 1 sees the 3 in the 1. The 3 goes back and sees the 3 in the 4. And the 4 comes down and sees this. So now we are doing quite well. Let's look at these 3. We need 2, 4, and 5. 4 and 2, see this? So this is 5. These can't be. Okay, we still have those left over, but that's fine. I'm sure we'll be able to suss those out shortly. Where's the 9 go in this row? It goes here. So this is a 7, and this is an 8. These are what, 1 and 2? Let's put those in, and we'll get rid of that marking. This is a given then of 9. We already knew that wasn't 9. What do we have left? Look at these two. We need 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Can't be 3 or 4, so this is 2, 4, 2, 3. The 2 comes over here and gives us our 1 and our 2. And again, we should be pretty much done with this thing. Nice and logical and easy to follow, which I love. 1 and 4, particularly on a Monday morning, which it is when I'm recording this. So my brain doesn't work very well today. Let's see, 6 and 8. This is 6. This is 8. Beautiful. We solved the puzzle. So again, it's been out here for a very long time. Like I said, I think it's been recently published to this site, but the actual puzzle itself's been out there for a bit. So excellent puzzle by Chili there. Again, it was given that it was going to be a fairly easy puzzle, but did I say puzzy? Easy puzzle. But it was a great intro, or reintroduction, I should say, to getting into those lockout lines, which, again, I don't think I've seen in quite a few months on any of these sites at the moment. So always good to revisit another lesser used rule set, and hopefully with these types of things being posted, we'll get some more difficult, challenging puzzles that will follow suit. So anyway, hope you all enjoyed this one. If you did, do all that good stuff down there that helps this channel out, and we'll see you next one. Thanks a lot.